And these ones were all not very successful. That's why they're set to inactive, right? You can see here, there's a nice on and off switch. If I were to turn one of these back on, all I have to do is click this little toggle right here, right? Oh, fun. What is that? Maybe we need to add a new, oh. I think we had a fraud on our credit card, so we have to re-add a new one. But anyway, so that's weird. There's one active. Why would it be trying to use a different card for this? I don't know. Anyways, but that's all you would have to do. Normally you're not going to get that error. We have to go and adjust a credit card or something. But the point is that these five right here, 5 out of 6 are inactive because they were sucking. They weren't that great of ads, right? This one's not bad at 11 cents, but 13, 11, 13, 14, those aren't bad, but they're not great, right? These are just, I would say they're good ads. They're just not great ads. 36 cents, terrible. 31 cents, terrible. I'm not going to pay $1 for 3 new people, right? Not fans, because they're just fans. That doesn't mean they're going to buy something, right? You want to have literally tens of thousands of fans over the next 6 to 12 months if you're really going after it, right? We've got, I mean, like I said, close to 100,000 fans. You don't need that many, but there comes a magical point, I would say, when you get to about 5,000 fans, because you're going to be able to start leveraging the viral nature and the social nature of Facebook, right? If you only have, it's just like a snowball, right? And creating an avalanche. If you got a little tiny piece, little tiny snowball, and it starts rolling down the hill, it's going to pick up more and more snow on its own as it gets bigger, right? And then eventually it becomes this monster snowball, and it turns into an avalanche. That's basically what happens with Facebook. So, even if you don't think you can sustain 5, 10, 20, 30 bucks a day, 100 bucks a day on your ads, if you really want to jumpstart your business, put in $1,000 in your first month, as long as your cost per like, right? That one number that we care about is a valuable, is it a number that's okay? I'm not going to spend $1,000 when it's 36 cents a like. But if I spent $1,000, let's just say I put in $1,000 because I wanted to launch my business out of a cannon, right? If I put in $1,000 at 4 cents a like, I'm going to have 25,000 people at the end of the month, right? To go from 0 to 25,000 people in a month is pretty dang good, right? You guys with me? For those of you guys that have capital, put in $1,000 in your first month, right? If you have, $5 a day is maxing out, or $1 a day is maxing you out, then start with that, right? But if you're brand new and you want to launch out of a cannon, put in more money, because, I mean, what was that? $1,000? Now you got 25,000 people to be able to build relationships with. That means when you take the same giveaway, right? Let's say I'm giving away this image of Luke Bryan, right? And part of the nature of doing a giveaway with that to generate leads, right? Which we're not going to go into the whole strategy on giveaways right now, but part of the strategy with that, right? The way that we're going to be teaching you guys how to do it, which we don't have training on yet, but we will shortly. So here's another page. This is a separate page we have with country music. This is 3,300 people. Part of the strategy with that, right, is when you do the giveaway, guess what? You're going to get that much more exposure, right? This giveaway that we did, the maximum cost on these items was like 20 bucks, right? We were going to give away a bikini, a hat, or sunglasses, and you had to pick one. Well, this got 272 likes, 11 shares, and how many comments? Let's see, I can't even get to the bottom of this thing. And 173 comments, right? At the time when we did this, we got close to 300 leads. Let's just say 200, because we did a little bit of paid ads as an experiment too with that. But we got a couple hundred leads, right? And the average post was only going to 1,000, 1,500 people, right? We still to this day only have 3,000 people on this page. But this giveaway, the way that we structured it, was seen by 7,000 people, right? So 7 times. So imagine what's going to happen. We'll do one. It'll be cool. You guys will see in the next couple of weeks. We'll do one to this bigger page that we have that has 39,000 people. It'll probably hit 40,000 today. Is that, first off, is that cool or is that cool? It's going up, you can see right here, by 1,500 fans a week. That's our page. This could potentially reach 100,000 people by giving away a $20 item, right? If we gave away a $100 item, we could reach even that many more people, because that competition, that contest will go just absolutely wild. Does that make sense? You guys follow me on that? So the bigger your page is, the more leverage you have when you start doing lead generation, when you start doing offers in a creative way, right? If you just do an offer where you just post a link and you don't really get creative on it, and you're not really listening to your people, then it's only going to go to a handful of people, right? It's going to look like this. Your average post, see this one last night, or not too long ago, 7 hours ago, that was this morning. This has already been seen by 4,000 people. Right? This one with a link, this could be like, going to your blog or going to one of your YouTube videos. This one so far has only been seen by 538 people. Right? Here's one yesterday, or no, 2 days ago, May 13th. This had 347 shares, 2,000 likes, 127 comments, and was seen by 18,000 people. Right? So this is, what did we say you would get to? You'd get to 25,000 if you put $1,000 in a month's period, right? This is 39,000 people. You wouldn't be too far behind that. Do you think that if you have 18,000 people seeing an offer that's related to your business, related to your products, related to your passion, that you're going to have an opportunity, if you're delivering value and you're listening to your people, are you going to be able to make plenty of money? Say yes or say yes. Say you love it. All right. Are you guys loving this right now? I hope so, because this is like, we've paid thousands and thousands of dollars realistically to learn all this stuff. And this is months and months of studying and months of application. Hope you guys are learning. Hope you guys are learning some good stuff, because this is no joke. This is single-handedly one of the I would say one of the easiest things to implement that I have ever seen, that Darren has ever seen, since we became internet marketers 5 years ago, right? What I am teaching you right now is one of the easiest ways to gain a lot of traction, to build a massive audience, and to get in front of highly targeted people in whatever niche you choose. Literally, I think it's the easiest thing that I've seen, and that doesn't mean, maybe the right word isn't easy, maybe it's simple, because you still have to learn the skills, right? But I'm going to show you exactly how to do that in just a minute. We got 14 minutes. My goal is to make this one an hour and not go beyond, other than the Q&A. We'll take questions at the end, all right? But this is powerful stuff, guys. This is absolutely powerful. All right, we'll go into more of the monetization and lead capture stuff later on. We're not going to have time for that on this webinar. We're just going to teach you guys how to set up your ads, right? You guys ready to see how to set up an ad in less than 15 minutes? I mean, honestly, I have enough experience at this point where I could do it in about 2 minutes, right? But as far as, you guys for your first time, I don't know, who cares if it takes an hour, right? But it shouldn't take any more than 15 minutes, really. Even if you're brand new. Is that cool or is that cool? Type that's awesome if you guys are if you guys like that. All right, so I'm not going to show you guys how to create a new page, right? That's a different training on how to set up the page originally. I'm going to assume that you already have a page set up. If you don't have one set up, get in contact with us. Call the number at the end of this webinar, or email us at the email that I give you at the end of this webinar. Right? Get a hold of us somehow, and we'll get the video out to you on how to actually create your page the first time around. Sound good? Deal? We don't have time to go into creating a page for those of you guys that are starting from scratch. All right. A lot of talking. Am I going too fast for you guys, or is this good speed? How are we doing on a scale of 1 to 10 on speed? 8, good. 10, 10. All right, so you guys are getting it. Sounds good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in here. If you've never created an ad before, it's going to say create ad, right? You're not going to have manage ads because that's only after you have ads to manage, right? But for me, I'm going to go into manage ads, and I could probably go into create ads. I guess I will. Let's see. Yeah, we'll just start one from scratch. But you know what? I want to show you guys. So I want to go back here. I want to show you the ads that was successful, so we can go based off that for a minute. So let me go back here to manage ads. I'm going to come back over to Darren. And we're going to go into Country Rebel. And let's take a look at the ones. So these are all the exact same ad, right? The only difference on these, and that's why we could probably get this a lot lower than 4 cents, but we set up one, it did really well, and we just kept running it, and that's it. You know, sometimes you hit a home run out of the gates. Well, we had 6 different images, the same ad, right? That's usually how I recommend you start, but you could create like 4 different sets that each have 6 images, right? Different ad copy. You change different variables, so I'll go into that in a minute. But you can see here, so let's look at the one 36 cents. All right, so what am I looking at again? How do you, what number matters here? Remind me, guys, remind me, or let's have a pop quiz. What is the only number I really care about in terms of the performance of my ad for this goal? Bam, Stanley nailed it. Cost per like, right? Cost per like. Forget about all the rest of this stuff. This is all I care about. It says cost right here. Per page like 4 cents. That's the one we're still running. You can see 31 cents per page like, 11 cents per page like, 13 cents, 36 cents, and 14 cents per page like. If I click on the actual ad, right, it's going to show me the ad right here, and it's going to show me my potential audience, and it's also going to show me what we're targeting. Right, so all it says, it's very, very simple. These are the easiest ads in the world to create, because you're going based off something that people already like, right? So we have our page. It says Country Rebel Clothing. It says sponsored right here. And it says like us. Here's our ad copy. Like us for exclusive country music parties, festival updates, and fashion. Simple, right? And it's entertaining, right? Notice this sentence is very entertaining, right? Who doesn't want parties, festival updates, and fashion? If you're into country music, anybody? Right? Notice how I'm not selling anything. I'm literally attracting people that are interested in the niche that we're targeting. Whoa. Does that make sense? My computer is freaking out. You guys follow me? Say yes. Say I get it. Okay. All right. So this one, so here's what we're targeting. 18 and older, female, right? Hot tip, females buy more stuff than males. So if it makes sense, you want to target females. That's not all niches make sense to target females. Like MMA probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense unless you're going to focus around, you know, women's MMA fighting. But interests, Scotty McCreery, Hot Country Songs, Academy of Country Music, Country Music Association Awards, Trace Adkins, Jason Aldean, Blake Shelton. Do you notice a pattern here? What are most of these? They're either events or artists, right? Events or artists. Notice that I'm not just targeting country music itself, right? Because that would be fairly broad, right? That would be very, very broad. And the more specific I get, the more fanatical that person is about any given topic, right? Let me give you guys an example, all right? Almost everyone in the world has heard of Tim McGraw. Have you guys all heard of Tim McGraw in terms of a country music singer? Say yes if you guys know Tim McGraw. All right. Have you guys all heard of Brantley Gilbert? How many of you guys know Brantley Gilbert? Type yes if you do, no if you don't. Okay, so everyone said no on Brantley Gilbert. Everyone said yes on Tim McGraw. So who do you think has the more fanatical country fans? This is a pop quiz. Who has the more fanatical country fans? And you guys are all wrong, every single one of you. I baited you guys into that. Don't feel bad. Why are you guys wrong? Why are you wrong? You're wrong because Tim is one of the most mainstream country artists that exists. Right? There are people that like Tim McGraw's songs that aren't really big country music fans. There's nobody that knows Brantley Gilbert that isn't a fanatical country fan. Right? If you know the guy that is the grassroots, just getting started country singer, and he has a bunch of fans, but mainstream hasn't caught up to him yet, then those people are more fanatical because they have gone deeper. They dove down into that passion further than the person that likes the mainstream singer. Does that make sense? You guys get it? That's a huge, huge concept. The more mainstream they are, the less fanatical their fans are, right? They may, they're fanatic. Now they have a group within there. There's a core, there's a center of their fan base that's very, very, very fanatical. Don't get me wrong, right? The people that love Tim McGraw really love Tim McGraw, but he's also got a lot of people on the outskirts of his fan base that really are not even, they're borderline country fans, but he's so good and he's so big in terms of publicity and exposure that he's got a lot of people that aren't really serious country fans. Does that make sense? You guys with me? All right. So we're targeting a lot of stuff. I actually don't recommend targeting this much stuff out of the gates, but this is working, so go figure. But we're targeting 18 and older, and we're targeting all these interests at the same time. Right? We've got 16 million people potential reach. Not connected to our existing page, and you can see the image here. This image apparently sucked, right? Let's see the other images that didn't really work too well. We had boots, we had this party right here, we had a bunch of people partying, so obviously partying wasn't as big of a thing, or that didn't resonate with people. We had the background of the page, which is got a lot going on. It's kind of hard to see. It doesn't necessarily represent any one thing or the next. It actually did pretty well, just because it looks pretty cool, I would say. 14 cents, didn't do too bad. The party one didn't do too bad. This one didn't do too bad. This is just a guitar on a wood background. And then we had Luke Bryan, which this one surprised me, right? This goes against everything that our page would tell you, because every time we put Luke Bryan on this page, people go crazy. But oddly enough, well, guess what? The fact that we're targeting all these things, how do you think this ad would do if we only targeted Luke Bryan fans? How do you think this ad would do if we were only targeting people who recognized Luke? A heck of a lot better, right? We're targeting too many people at once here. Oddly enough, this is our best image, so I keep that in mind. Because part of the process, right, is you start out with things that are drastically different. Notice a lot of those were totally different. One was just a guitar, one was boots, one was this chick laying on a truck, right? I would never guess this chick laying on the truck would kill it, but sex sells, and it's a cool picture, and it's very attention grabbing. So in that sense, I'm not really surprised. But we've got a lot of variation, right? So that's a key to success. Right, so let's get to our keys to success. We're going to go over the different types of ads, desktop, mobile, and right side. Here's what you need to know about the ad tree. So you have your campaign, right? This would be country music is our campaign. Right? You have your ad set. I could target different things. So maybe I target Luke Bryan over here, Luke Bryan fans. Maybe the next one I target Jason Aldean fans, or let's just use Tim McGraw. So my ad set would be Tim McGraw. I'm only targeting Tim McGraw fans. My other ad set would be I'm only targeting Luke Bryan fans. Right? And then my actual ads, well, I might have 5 different pictures or 6 different pictures of Luke Bryan that are all going up against each other targeting his fans. On the Tim McGraw side, on the actual ads, I might have 6 different ads targeting Tim McGraw that have different pictures or slightly different ad copy. I can change whatever variable I want, but they're all closely related to Tim McGraw. Does that make sense? Do you guys understand this tree? Right? You guys understand this ad tree? Campaign, ad set, and ads. Cool. The only time I would do a different campaign usually is if I'm doing it for a different page. Right? Maybe I'm going to do a different campaign for motocross. I'm going to do a different campaign for something else. Right? So that's a different tree essentially. We're going to talk about the 3 different ad types when we actually go create an ad. So you guys just saw this right now. In addition to general interest, target your ads to celebrities, brands, events. Right? We just went over the more fanatical, or the bigger that celebrity is, the less fanatical the average fan is. Right? The smaller that person is in your niche, the more powerful the targeting is on that, because less people are likely to know about them, but they're more targeted people. Right? People, we'll come back with another example in a minute here. In the beginning, make variations that are drastically different, right? Variations that are drastically different. And then from there, the next thing is I might use this same picture, right? If I have this running at 4 cents and it's working, what if I take this same picture, put a border around the picture? Or what if, I mean, that's a little more technical, so you might want to do that. Probably won't be your first step, but what if I use this same picture and then target different celebrities, right? And maybe create 6 different ads that are targeting different celebrities. And then take the one that has the best targeting as far as the celebrities and keep that going, right? Split out instead of targeting all these things at once. Figure out which out of these targets is the most effective. Maybe one of these is all the way down at 1 cent per like, right? So you're going to do a bunch of ads to split it up and see what's most effective. But once you get to a good point, I would say, depending on your niche, under 10 cents ideally. Certain other niches, it might be under 20 cents per like, right? Once again, the only number we care about, cost per page like. Cost per page like, cost per page like, cost per page like, cost per page like. Do you guys get that? All right. I know it's kind of ridiculous, but am I beating a dead horse yet? Cost per page like, cost per page like, cost per page like. Under 20 cents ideally. Right? 20 cents is a little high. 10 cents is right in the middle. Anything under 5 cents, you're doing amazing. Right? Cool? So I'll show you guys too, if we have time, I'll create more ads, different targeting, same exact picture. That'll be the refinement process. Right? So celebrities, brands, events. Keep winners and make minor adjustments, right? Make minor adjustments to the winners, then run those against each other. So see if you can go from 4 cents to 2 cents. If I go from 4 cents alike to 2 cents alike, how many more fans do I get for the same dollar? That's an easy question. Double, right? Double. That means if I'm adding 1,000 people a week, I go from 1,000 people a week to 2,000 a week. Is that powerful or what? Right? So that's a big, big deal. Even a penny can make a big difference, right? Going from 20 cents to 10 cents is massive. Right? It's absolutely massive. All right, that's our recap. So let's just go into an ad, shall we? So let's go from the top. So I'm not going to use this existing one. I'll show you that in a minute too. Looks like this is going to be a little longer than expected. That's okay. But I'm going to go ahead and come back out, and I'm going to go from the very beginning. I'm going to go to this little drop down, and I'm going to go to Create Ads. And when I go to Create Ads, I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to click on Page Likes. Sure enough. And I'm going to go to Country Rebel Clothing because I'm going to create a new campaign for this. I'm not going to really use this image because I already tested that once and it wasn't too hot. That's my cover photo for the actual page, right? I'm going to move myself over here now. But the first thing I do, so I'm targeting the correct page. We have a bunch of pages. So you have to have your page created or else it's not going to show up here, right? I'm going to select Country Rebel Clothing. I'm going to get rid of this image, and then I'm going to go to Find Images. This is the easiest way. You can go find your own images, use your own images. In the beginning, I don't suggest that you do that. There's also liability. I'm not responsible for anything you guys do. Do we go out there and find images? Sure. You don't have to copy us. We're rebels, right? And I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer, right? But I'm going to click Find Images. There's plenty of amazing images in here. This is something cool that Facebook added, where you're using images that normally you'd have to pay a bunch of money for, and you don't, right? So I'm going to search cowgirl, right? Because guess what? We're targeting girls, weren't we? So I'm going to take this one. I'll go ahead and use that. I'll go ahead and use this. That's a cool one. And I'm creating mostly cowgirls because I already know that my one cowgirl that was laying on the truck, right, was doing awesome. So why don't I keep some of my variations? I'll throw in one that's a little drastically different here, but keep a lot of my variations close to that. I could also search like country music, right? I'm not really going for the horse riding. I'm not trying to find equestrian girls here. I'm trying to find like country music partiers. This one's pretty out there, so maybe I'll try that. We'll see. Just to have something different here, just for sake of example. So if you guys were creating your first one, you would be bouncing around all kinds of stuff, right? If you're creating your first ad set that you've ever done on football, well, you have one of a receiver, you have one of a quarterback, you have one of just a football on the grass, you have one of a goalpost, right? You never know what people are going to respond to, so you make them as different as possible in the beginning. All right, I'll try a couple different things here just to see what happens. This is interesting. So I don't have to just search cowgirl. I might search country music. And oh, here's a girl with a guitar. That's kind of cool. So use that one. That's kind of cool too, but that one I like because of the bright colors, right? Guess what? What's going to stand out, right? Figure out, you want to draw attention, right? You want people to go, man, that's a cool picture, right? This one, I don't know. We'll see. I might get rid of this one. This one's kind of a little out there. Doesn't really tell me country music when I look at it at a glance. Hopefully that's not the best one that I just got rid of. Maybe guitar. Would be kind of cool. Country music festival. Oops. Maybe country concert. Oh. Here's a girl in the grass. That's a little too hippie for me. It's not really my target market. Why? How do I know that? Because I listen. I listen to my people, to our people. It's a little too hippie. What about country concert? I want to see people having fun, right? I'm trying to convey festival updates, fashion, exclusive parties, right? So it should look fun. Maybe just country girl. Let's see. So this is single-handedly the most important part of your ad, right? Your images. And what's going to make the most difference? What's going to make the first impression? Cowgirl truck. I wonder if I can find that same one. Two people kissing in the back of a truck. That's kind of cool. I don't know. It's drastically different. We'll try that just for fun. Two people kissing in a truck. All right. So now we have 6 images here, right? So what this is going to do is going to create the same exact ad with 6 different images, right? And then here's a formula that you can use here, right? Love. So Well, here's the way I recommend setting up your first ads. There's 3 types of ads, right? This is one of the other things that we're going to cover. There is, are you guys with me on the photos real quick? Just to make sure we're good on that. So we can keep rolling. Say, I get it. I get it, I get it, I get it. Type it. All right, is this cool or what? You guys learning some good stuff? This is fun to me. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I have fun creating ads and doing this kind of stuff. This is where you get to be creative. So here's an easy thing to do. You go love blank, right? Love country.